from seasoningbottle.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make a rosemary focaccia bread. Focaccia bread is a very rich, crusty Italian flatbread. It uses at least a whole cup of olive oil to get that rich, dense flavor with it. Today we're just going to season it with some sprigs of fresh rosemary, but you can always season it with caramelized onions, tomatoes, cheeses, whatever you want to put on top of it. But today we're going to do rosemary and sea salt. The first step, and probably one of the most important steps of even making this bread and any bread, is activating the yeast. So we're going to get 1 packet of dry active yeast. And I have 1 3/4 cups of warm water. The water that it's warm is going to be very important. If the water is too cold, the yeast won't activate. If the water is too hot, then the yeast is going to die. So I'm going to mix the yeast and the warm water together along with 1 tablespoon of sugar. And we're going to let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes, and it's going to start to bubble and foam up. After about 10 minutes, your yeast should look like this. Next, I'm going to get 5 cups of all-purpose flour and put it in my mixer along with half a cup of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of salt, and our yeast mixture. And we're going to knead it about a minute. Okay, I'm going to turn the mixer off. The dough has formed, as you can see. I'm going to take it off of the hook and start to knead it. I'm going to knead it for about an extra 2 minutes with lightly with some flour because it is kind of sticky. So I'm going to have some of the all-purpose flour, spread it out on my counter. And then roll this dough out. And you're just going to bring the dough out and bring it in to knead it. Till it becomes less sticky. I just finished kneading the dough. It took me about like 2 to 3 minutes to do that. Now I'm going to sit and let it set and rise, and all that yeast is going to make it double in size. I have a bowl. I'm actually going to coat it heavily with olive oil so it doesn't stick. Like I told you guys earlier before, we're using tons of oil. So this is only the first part of it. I'm gonna put my dough in here and I'm gonna let it set for an hour, and you're gonna see it poof up in size. I'm gonna cover it with saran wrap. You can just put it somewhere where it's warm and not too cold either, so the yeast can let it rise. Okay. So now I have a half a cup of oil, which I'm going to spread at the bottom of my pan. Don't worry, this is a lot of oil. However, that's what makes focaccia bread very, very crusty and beautiful. And I'm going to pour my dough out on here. So now we're just going to use our hands and spread the dough out on the tray. Have fun with it, because it's fun. And then we're gonna flip it over because that part is covered with oil. Flip it over here. And then we're gonna start to spread it out all across. And remember to use your fingers to start poking holes in it. And it's okay if the dough kind of rips, because we're gonna let it sit for a whole nother hour to proof again, and it's gonna rise. So use your hands, get in there, and have fun. I have some fresh sprigs of rosemary that we're gonna chop it up roughly, very lightly. Put it on top of the focaccia dough that we have when we dimpled it. Brush a little bit more olive oil on top of it and sprinkle it with some sea salt. And we're gonna put it in the oven. I have my oven already preheated at 425. Throw it in the oven and we're almost done. I just pulled my focaccia bread out of the oven. I let it stand for about 10 minutes to cool down. Now I'm gonna cut it. I made like this makeshift marinara sauce with some olive oil. So as you can see, the inside is light and fluffy and the outside is super crispy, and that's exactly what we're looking for. Now I'm just gonna cut this up. And I'm gonna serve it with this marinara sauce that I made. And I'm gonna plate it, and we're about done. For more recipes like this, visit my blog, seasonandbottle.com. Thanks for joining me.